Welcome to the Ambitious Coach Podcast. This is a place where driven, determined coaches learn how to get off the business growth struggle bus and learn how to build a wildly profitable online coaching business. I'm your host, Allison Henderson, corporate dropout to six-figure social media business coach. I'm going to show you how I've been able to create the business of my dreams organically, all through utilizing my social media platforms. So pull up a seat, take some notes, and get ready to see your life and bank account transform. Hello, and welcome back to the Ambitious Coach Podcast. A quick announcement before we get started. Moving forward, all new episodes will be released every Thursday. So if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, please hit the button so I can show up in your new episodes every Thursday. And as always, I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in every week and sharing this with your online friends. As a new podcaster, this means so much to me. All right, so let's get into today's episode. Get your notes out, okay? This is going to be a real doozy. There's so much value packed in this. When I was writing this, I was like, oh my God, I'm giving so much away. So get your notes out. Today's topic is how to attract and sell using Instagram stories. So I've been marketing and promoting myself for over 4 years. And when I first started, Instagram stories was relatively a new thing. It's almost like how Reels is now, where you were kind of hoping it was going to go away because it just seemed like something else you had to do to like market and sell yourself, like something else you had to do for your business. But over time, you just learn to love it. You learn that this is something that is very valuable for your business. So, even now, I know stories is where I go to consume content from my favorite coaches. It's where I go to see what they're doing and what they're selling. So yeah, good news, yay. Instagram stories is still around and is still the easiest way that you can make money here on social media. So I'm going to go into detail how I do this and why I feel Instagram stories needs to be a part of everybody's marketing and sales strategy. So in this episode, I'll go into detail on what type of stories to do to build intimacy and to build that know, like, and trust factor that we need to get people to take action and actually buy from you. Okay, so once again, get out your notes. This episode is packed with how to make money with your Instagram stories. All right, so before we get started, what kind of content do we need to be posting? Okay. And when I say that, I'm like, what kind of content do you need to be posting for people to take action and to actually be hiring you? All right, so there's 4 different types of story content. The first one is educational. The second one is personal. The third is promotional. And the fourth is entertainment. Okay, so I'm going to break down all of these for you in this episode. So let's talk first about educational content. The breakdown of educational content can go like this, okay? Video. All right, so you can do mini trainings where you talk for about 2 minutes about a specific topic that is relevant to your coaching program. For example, if you are, say, a fitness coach, you might want to talk about iron and why it's important and what happens when you don't have it in your body, or what are the best foods to consume to get iron naturally through your food. This is, once again, like short, bite-sized videos, okay, that someone can learn something new and take action from watching it in a short amount of time. I do suggest under 2 minutes due to just the nature of stories. We're moving very fast here on social media, okay? We're just like kind of doing the click, 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 right? So we have to make these videos quick. So just for another example, if you are a sleep consultant, you might talk about sleep regressions. Like, what are they? How do you know if your baby is in one? And what is that next step if you are a new mom who needs help with sleep regressions, okay? So these mini trainings are short. Video is extremely important because we get a chance to know your energy, your personality, your mannerisms, just like really who you are. People need this in order to begin that know, like, and trust factor, right? So you're going to hear me talk about that often because we need that in order for people to buy from us, right? And guess what, guys? With video, you are showing your face, right? And we naturally are attracted to bright, smiling faces. So take note, people need to see your face and they need to see it often. Okay, so going back to educational content, it is great and it's definitely needed because it showcases that you are a specialist. You are an expert at what you do. And with creating this sort of content, people trust that you know what you're talking about and that these are the things that you can help your clients with. They'll likely consume a lot more of your content and take action on your next offer. People get addicted to learning and just get addicted to education overall. They want to learn more. So big tips here is make it easy for people to consume. Make it easy for them to implement. If you make it easy for them to understand, they will come back and consume more of your content. And another way besides video to create educational story content is by just writing out your words. You can go into Canva or just literally create actual slides like carousels in the Instagram app. Just make it simple for yourself. So for example, if like you're doing like 7 ways for you to be more productive at work, you can go into slide 1, slide 2, all the way up to like slide 7. Okay. And there's so much that you can educate people on. Okay. I want you to know that money follows value. Money follows people who continue to provide significant value to their audience. One of the fears I hear often is, I just don't want to give away all of my secrets. Okay, so I don't want you worrying so much about giving all your secrets away. I always tell my audience and my clients that the likelihood of your followers piecing all your content together to fully get your step-by-step process is so slim. Also, remember, people do tend to think that their situation is so different, so unique. Like, would this really work for me and like what I'm going through right now? Right? So it's okay to help. It's okay to provide real value and real guidance. You want people to take action on your free content and then come back to you and go, oh my God, that worked. Oh my God, that changed like my whole life, right? And they're likely to share more of your posts with their friends or refer you to more people when you change their life, right? So I know too that there's going to be people out there that consume the free content and don't take action, right? But they're going to keep coming back because they're looking for that secret to success. All right. So keep sharing. All right. And then the one thing I want to talk to you about too is when like, will you emotionally change somebody or even physically change somebody? You are in their head forever. It could be like one sentence that you said, like one word, but that's maybe all they needed to hear. Like think back on people you've met in your life and they said one thing to you. Maybe it was positive or maybe it was negative, but this could have really altered your life. Like your words, your value is that powerful. You really are that transformational. People need your content now more than ever. So don't forget, people pay for step-by-step organized information. All right, so don't worry about giving it all away. Information, education, right, is already out there. It is at our fingertips, right? Like Google has everything, YouTube, right? So it is okay to provide real value to your audience. Okay, so you might be like, Allison, educational content is so easy for me, but like, how do I get people to buy? Well, you gotta actually share more about your services, your packages, your offers. How do you actually help someone transform their life? Like, could you sum it up in a sentence or two? Like, I help who, so your ideal client, do what? What do you help your ideal clients achieve? We can't leave the promotional piece out or the selling piece out of our stories or out of our content completely. And a lot of coaches do this, okay? They like, oh, I posted it once, like once a month, right? I think a lot of times coaches think that the more that they post the educational stuff, that people will naturally just message them and be curious about what they do, right? And we call that attraction-based marketing. And the sad truth is at the beginning of your businesses, I'd say like probably the first or maybe even the second year, it won't happen. Like meaning like people aren't just gonna be flocking to your DMs to be like, what do you do? Like, how can I work with you? It does take time to build this. It takes like a level of confidence and magnetism to really get people to buy like everything that you offer. And it will happen. Your audience will do this over time. Like just hit the link and buy now. But your audience has to grow, right? And I want you to having faith in that over time it will grow. And naturally just new coaches aren't just super confident with themselves. And they're still just trying to find their groove of who they are and who they really want to be here on the online space. Okay. And I think this is why influencers and micro influencers do so well. And this is what you're probably seeing a lot is like these people have been doing this for a long time. They've attracted their tribe. And they aren't afraid to be themselves or share their weird personalities and just say things that may be completely polarizing to the online world. They know that they will have people not like their content and their, I guess, way of life. And you're going to be magnetic to somebody, but you're also going to be polarizing to somebody. This is like marketing 101 here, okay? And once again, this is why influencers and micro-influencers do really, really well is because they know that they're magnetic and then they're also polarizing to people, okay? And it's okay to have people out there that just don't like you. You're not going to be for everybody. I know, sad truth. And it's okay for people to disagree with your opinions, your beliefs, your methods. You're just not going to be for everybody, okay? So the sooner that you can get over this, the sooner that you will be able to show up more fully, more authentically, and you're going to share your offers way more confidently when you just kind of like sit there and go, I just don't care about those people that aren't like so 100% into this, okay? I really want you being yourself as much as possible. Loving yourself fully and owning who you are is the best thing that you can do for yourself and for your business, okay? Your business will be the best form of self-development that you'll ever go through. You're probably gonna hear me say this so many times because it really makes you look at all areas of your life, like the good, the bad, the ugly. So anyway, I want to go back into actually selling in your stories. I really just want you knowing, what are you selling? So what is your offer? Are you fully aware of what you're really selling to somebody? You can also share your freebies here too. Don't forget that it doesn't just have to be something that's paid. It could be a freebie that gets them enrolled into something that's paid, right? Okay, so share it, share. And going back to who do you help? Who do you help? What do you help them achieve? You in your stories, and when we're selling, you're sharing the benefits and that big transformation of working with you, okay? So what can you both achieve by working together? So big thing to note is that you aren't sharing the number of calls or unlimited messaging or tech support. It's about getting them from here to here, from A to Z or A to J or whatever that is. And I know that you can't see my hands, but I'm going from here to here. So you're taking your client from one place to the next. So I help coaches go from zero to little clients to knowing exactly what they need to be doing to find and sign on clients for themselves every single week on social media. When your clients work with you, they transform, right? What you do is life-changing. You are helping so many people when you're helping one person. So anyway, can you really sum up what you can do in just a couple sentences? Your sales content could focus on, how is your ideal client feeling right now? What do they want? What do they desire? How do they not want to feel? In your content, you can go into detail about their struggles and their challenges, but also their wants and their desires. You are selling them into a vision of the possibility. What could their life look or feel like when they hire you? What's really happening in their everyday world? What are their running thoughts when they wake up in the morning? What actually keeps them up at night? Sales can be so simple. Where's your client now and where do they want to be? What is that big problem that you can help them eliminate? What problem do you solve? We are problem solvers as coaches, okay? And another big thing I don't want you to forget here is using the poll feature, okay? This is how you gather those leads. And I want you asking questions with the poll that say, would you like more information? Are you looking for support with this? Would this interest you? In addition to the promotional and selling part of your stories, share your testimonials. Share how your method really works. Share those results that you can help people get. And it's okay to not have testimonials, okay? And that'll probably be a podcast episode for another day. But the more that you do have, the easier it will be for people to make those decisions to work with you. So if you have to coach for free to get those testimonials, it is totally fine. And I know you may be asking too, how often should I be selling? So I personally sell all the time. You can sell every day if you want to. The more people that see it, the more it will sink in. Sometimes people need to see offers over and over again before they just make that decision for themselves. Also, a confused mind will not buy. So the more that you share and explain, the easier it will be for somebody to just get it. And you never want someone coming into your coaching container just not really sure what they bought, right? So sell, share, don't forget to share those testimonials. And yeah, it's okay to sell, and it's okay to sell often. Don't be afraid to be annoying, okay? To the right people, you're not going to be annoying. All right, so the third type of content to post in your stories is entertainment. I can't lie and say we don't come on social media to zone out and just to be entertained. Sometimes I literally just watch comedy videos or Taylor Swift music videos for an hour. Or I honestly just get caught up in my favorite coaches and watching their stories and their training. So it happens, okay? But for you as a coach, it is totally fine to post and share funny videos and just stick your sense of humor. But I don't want this to be the main ingredient or the main type of content that you post for your content calendar, okay? And also for reels, I know we're not really talking about reels today, we're talking about stories, but something big that I see all the time is just people posting a ton of those lip syncing videos or just the pointing and they're dancing, which I still think is fine to an extent. But when you're here to show up as a specialist and as an authority, just posting those entertaining reels isn't going to get people to take action and to hire you. All right. So I hate to break it to you, but you will have to create videos where you are actually speaking and educating and providing real value. Okay, so the last piece in selling in your stories, in my opinion, it's actually the most important piece. It's actually building intimacy and sharing who you are. This is the personal part, but it's very uncomfortable if you're not fully okay with like who you are just yet, okay? You might also think like, no one cares about my personal life, or no one cares what I do every day or how I take my coffee. Like, I'm boring. I'm not interesting. And this is usually the part people completely leave out in their marketing plan, but it's essential when you are building a personal brand. People are buying you. They want to know who you are. They want to know if they actually like you. So, what do you post to build intimacy with your audience? So think about your day-to-day. What do you do habitually? How do you start your morning? Do you grab a coffee at Starbucks? Do you make coffee at home? Do you love your coffee pot? I'm talking a lot about coffee, but like it could be like, do you go to your office to meditate first thing in the morning? Do you repeat affirmations? Do you journal? Maybe you take your dog for a walk. Do you share what you eat? Like, what do you eat? What's your favorite song or your podcast right now? So there's a lot of things that you do habitually, and you likely just aren't posting about it because you probably are thinking like, oh my God, this is so boring, right? Like no one really cares what I ate today. Okay, maybe there are going to be people that don't care at all. Okay, but there might be some people though that are like, oh, like I like the way she lives her life. I like the way she does certain things, and people want to see what kind of food you're eating or what kind of supplements you take or what kind of coffee that you drink. Okay, people just love seeing how people live their life. All right, so take little snapshots, take a video. And this is the thing too, you don't need to post this in like real time, okay? So if you are drinking your coffee in the morning and you're like trying to relax, you can just take a picture, okay? And you can post it later, okay? You can continue to go on about your day and just post it when you decide to create some content. Okay, so, and also the biggest thing about personal posts is that you can post like the good, the bad, the ugly. No one is perfect, okay? No one's hair, makeup, house, car is actually perfect, okay? You don't need to be all dolled up to post a picture of yourself reading in your favorite chair in the morning, okay? We're buying energy, right? People buy energy. We sometimes buy to get into somebody's energy. And a lot of people will buy you because of just who you are. You are likely a evolved version of your ideal client. So share how you got through your hardships and your struggles. What did you do to feel better? What do you do now to like relax? What do you do when you just have a bad day? What do you spend your money on? How do you view life? How do you live life? All right. So remember earlier, I said that your business is personal, right? We got to let people in a bit. We got to share pieces of ourselves to let people really get a chance to know us. Think about celebrities or those influencers that you love. You feel like you know them because they let you in to their personal lives, even just a little bit. When people get on sales calls with you, you want them feeling like they already know you. Like, let them in a little bit. Let them see you. And a lot of people will be attracted to your life story. When they see themselves in you, they see the possibilities for themselves. Okay. And I don't want you to make sales and marketing like a stressful thing for you. It's just sharing your day-to-day, giving your future potential clients a sneak peek into your world, into your personal life. Okay. All right. So I covered a ton today about selling in your stories. All right. So share your offers, sell, get personal with your audience, share those testimonials and those freebies, create content that will actually help, like be a resource for your audience. All right. And then you can sprinkle in some entertainment too. And if you are listening to this episode and thought, man, Allison, this is a lot. Like, what is my strategy? How can I create sales posts that actually get people to take action? This would be one of the many things that we could dive into while working together one-on-one. So check the link in my show notes to book your free sales call with me, or send me a DM on Instagram and we can chat more in the DMs about what my current one-on-one offers are. All right. Well, thank you so much for listening and happy selling. Thank you for listening to the Ambitious Coach podcast today. A couple favors before you go. If you found this episode helpful, please take a screenshot and share it on Instagram. Most importantly, don't forget to tag me at Allison Henderson _coach. That's ALLISON Henderson_coach. And lastly, please take a minute to rate this episode and leave a raving review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you tune in to listen. Okay, ambition is great, but it's time to get to work. Take action and commit to being 1% better every day. Once again, thank you for tuning in, and I will see you again next week.